Once upon a time, there was a peaceful world called Sarasaland. In this world were 4 kingdoms, named Birabuto, Muda, Easton, and Chai. One day, the skies of Sarasaland were suddenly covered by a huge black cloud. From a crack in this cloud, the unknown space monster Tatanga emerged to try to conquer Sarasaland. Tatanga hypnotized the people of all the kingdoms so that he could control them in any way he liked. In this way, he took over Sarasaland. Now he wants to marry Princess Daisy of Sarasaland and make her his queen. Mario came to know of these events and has started on a journey to the Chai Kingdom where Princess Daisy is held captive in order to restore peace to Sarasaland. Can Mario defeat Tatanga, release the people from his interstellar hypnosis, and rescue Princess Daisy? It's all up to you and Mario's skill. Go for it, Mario! Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy, and welcome to my Let's Play of Super Mario Land! Believe it or not, one of the best-selling video games of all time. It beat Mario 3 and is currently beating Odyssey, and well, the world was a simpler place back then. There's a lot of strangeness with this one apparent right away, and it's believed to be partly from the fact that this was the first Mario game with no Miyamoto involvement whatsoever. With that, I would say let's get started, but now it's more like let's continue our adventure in Sarasaland, Super Mario Land. This first kingdom, Birabuto, is based on Egypt, and yes, it is said explicitly in the English instruction manual that Egypt exists in the Mario universe. Gotta love those early installments that don't get the lore quite right. What I just picked up is a Super Ball flower, and what I just killed is a Bombshell Koopa, a new variety of enemy. We'll be seeing why they're considered a Bombshell Koopa in a moment. For now, though, this here is a Goombo, just like a Goomba. Inspired some of the smaller Goomba enemies like mini Goombas that we've seen in later times. And that other thing that I killed is a fly, and this is an invincibility star! Listen to this song. The Can-Can was an official invincibility jingle in Mario once. Magical knowledge. The Super Ball works differently from Fireballs in that it's able to collect coins and get into tight spaces. Collecting coins in this way is a good thing to remember, can net you some extra lives, 100 coins equals one of those. And with that, we reach the end. Reaching the top door only leads to a bonus game. Generally speaking, I go for the extra lives here unless I don't have a Super Ball. That ladder is there to either help you or hurt you. I personally go for the Super Ball if I don't have it, otherwise might as well take as many lives as possible. Why wouldn't you take that? Though lives aren't super important. That decapitated loser was a Bun Bun, or Boon Boon with it being Japanese. It flies toward you, stops, drops arrows. Bombshell Koopas. You stomp on them, and the physics you would have kicked the shell with builds up inside it and it explodes. Make sure to run away, as it will still hurt Mario. They try to take you down in their dying breath. God, why is everything so violent? The Koopas explode, the Bun Buns just suddenly turn into skeletons the second that your foot touches them. As for the version that I'm playing, this is on a Super Game Boy running on a Super Nintendo. Chose it that way as this is the definitive release of Super Mario Land, not any virtual console release like the one on the 3DS. It's really a shame, though, because usually Nintendo is great about making sure that the definitive version always makes it out onto these services, yet not so with this one. For one, yes, it's running in color here, and it doesn't on the 3DS because they always lock away those Super Game Boy features for some reason, even though it's on the cartridge. And for two, there's a 1.1 revision of this, and they uploaded 1.0. You wouldn't know the differences right away, it's just that the audio doesn't clip in some places that it does in the normal release. The percussion was locked to a single audio channel instead of being in stereo, which you'd only notice with headphones, and there were a few minor bug fixes with the screen scrolling. Let's try for the extra lives this time. Got one. Okay. I'm not too torn up over this. Usually I care about having the Super Ball flower at all times and not so much having tons and tons of lives. This here is a Piranha Plant, can only be beaten by a Super Ball. It is the only pre-existing Mario enemy to make an appearance in this game. Gee, no Miyamoto involvement? It makes sense why so many original characters were allowed to exist. York! I'm small once again. It's also notable in saying that this is, I think, the only main Mario title where Mario never wears a hat even one time. That there is a I actually don't know what you're called off the top of my head. You looked very Egyptian, which is very fitting for your origin story. If you're small, however, not all is lost. Sometimes you get access to bonus areas like this. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. Oh, falling ceilings. Get that mushroom. I'm willing to bet that I'd be stuck down here forever and forced to die if I didn't pick that up, because then I wouldn't be able to break through the brick blocks. I'll break through every single one of these because that's just the kind of player that I am. Grab a Super Ball flower. It pays to do that. I just want to be powered up at all times. And then we move... oh, that was close. Those things can launch fireballs. I was going to say like so, but I killed him too fast. And it's not Bowser, but King Totomesu. I'm sure he'll catch on. You can get hit by the fireballs. I was going to say that the Super Balls do hurt him. You can defeat him and get some bonus points. His name is Katakana for the name of Egyptian pharaohs. He has a goatee in-game and in no official artwork. But you know, as strange as this game is, it can't be all bad. He gave me Daisy. So Daisy, you need help getting sand out of your... Oh. Well, that worked out. It was a really big pickup for my rejection. I bid you welcome to the Muda Kingdom, where the rivers flow of blood. New enemy right away. This is a Honen. Honen confirmed. Basically a Potaboo that you can jump on to get points. These enemies are noteworthy in the Super Mario Land manga, a thing that was only released in Japan, as they have this super tragic backstory of being these cute little fish that Tatanga eats alive and spits out the bones to mind control them. It's even mentioned in the instruction manual, too. There we go, trick shot. Got all those coins, didn't want to make you sit through the boring stuff. Let's carry on. The Muda Kingdom is based on Bermuda, and the supposed lost continent of Mu, and the concept of having really great music. Boy, what a happy-go-lucky atmosphere this music provides in a land of blood rivers overflowing with dead fish that serve as a skeleton army through mind control. That seahorse dragon-looking thing. Its name is Yurarin Boo. Sea dragon would have sufficed? Maybe it's a Japanese thing, I'm not sure. It's actually immune to the Super Ball, as are the Honens. It jumps up, breathes fire, and you beat it by jumping on it. That's how all the enemies are in this place. Worth a pretty good 400 points, though. Points are kind of important, kind of not. I want to go into what they actually do at a later time. This heart here is a 1-up. I don't think I've verbally mentioned that yet. Take all these coins. I do not wish to break any more blocks than I already have. Those fall away quickly, so get over there. Life, life. Here's what the pause menu looks like. This here is Mechabon. Its head is able to separate from its body, not that it got a chance to do that. The head is renewable points, as it'll keep respawning every few seconds. The body must be destroyed for the whole thing to go down for good. Kind of the opposite of how it works, how usually beings have a hard time regenerating the head, but can regenerate everything else just fine. Getting all up in your attics. I'm sure it means something sexual in some area somewhere. It seems to be the case with everything that I innocently say. Sarasaland itself might be one of the most neglected yet influential Mario locations of them all. It did give us Daisy for one, which is an instant ace in my book, of course. But there's also just the fact that a lot of concepts from Mario Land have made appearances elsewhere, even if the enemies haven't. And there's just also the different angle that we don't know a lot about Sarasaland. This is its only confirmed appearance in any Mario title. It's theorized that Mario Kart tracks such as Daisy Circuit could exist in Sarasaland with such a heavy focus on Daisy and monuments built to her. And Windmillville in Mario Party 7, I personally think fits the bill very well for being in Sarasaland, as that's not only Daisy's board, but it's also based on a real-world location. So that one definitely fits the bill the most. And then there's also the fact that Daisy, not a whole lot's known about her in terms of lore, but in some games like Fortune Street, she mentions having a living father that we never see. Unless you lived in Japan, that is. If you lived in Japan and saw that manga, he makes one appearance. Here you go. Look at the ball dance. You gonna stop? I could have gone for this thing having a more creative name like Goombling or something. A lot of the enemy names are just transliterations of the Japanese name or something of that like. I'm gonna make a leap of faith. Oh god, this is gonna suck. Okay. Nope. Have to get in the top door, otherwise you don't get the bonus game. This is the Marine Pop. Only appearance this thing has ever made in any capacity. A submarine that pops some heads, or gets popped like a balloon itself. Ouch, owie. Those three fish are Torian, or just Torian. Found only here, they swim to the left until they hit the edge of the screen and U-turn. Since this is our first auto-scrolling level, the change with the definitive release that I was talking about earlier with screen scrolling is that sometimes you'll appear on the opposite side of the screen if there's auto-scrolling going on. That's fixed in the definitive release. While we're going through it, I want to talk to you about the bonus level theme. Seems topical as it's the thing that I'm upset about not getting. Well, it's okay. Deaths are pretty forgiving. Checkpoints are invisible, yet you respawn in pretty decent places. I've actually had times where this has respawned me ahead of where I died. Can only think of a few games that I've played like that, one of them being Zero Wing, the game with all your base are belong to us. I've actually played the game. Anyway, wow, I think that was the same fish that got me last time. Anyway, if I can get through... Maybe I just need to stop talking and have you listen to it. The bonus game jingle is composed to be longer than it needs to be, making it the only unused music track in Super Mario Land. It sounds terrible. Doesn't it just sound the worst? That octopus is known as a gunyon. I guess it kind of looks like an onion, and it shoots like a gun. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, you know. These sea dragon enemies move all around. They are known as Urarians. Like I said, transliterations. They take a few hits to take down, they move all around, and they shoot. I wonder, is their pee called Urarin urine? I would be so freaked out if I was going off to stop an alien invader and then I saw written out in my own currency my first name. Just in Mario's shoes, this would look so creepy to have happen. The Tunyons aren't really that bad. They just they blub around in place and they don't hurt you if you don't hurt them. However, what does hurt you, whether or not you hurt it, is this thing. Dragon Zamazasu! It has a horrific sounding voice that sounds all too realistic to be in a Mario game. I say just focus on streaming the bullets, don't really focus on doing damage, just shoot Forest and you'll get it eventually. Takes 20 hits, if you kill it you get points, you don't have to kill it though, you can slip underneath, but I chose to kill it because I wanted to make up for my past transgressions. So, I just slew a dragon that had balls in its mouth and I was wondering if, oh come on! Bonus game time! Allow me to drink my sorrows away. 14 lives, not bad. It's usually more lives than I ever need. Now for the third kingdom, the Easton Kingdom. It is based on Easter Island, as evidenced by the heads in the background and the heads in the foreground. That first enemy, who is also a head, is a Batadon. Basically just a fly, but it takes 3 super balls to go down instead of the usual 1. Some enemies are kind of impervious to it. Only kind of, though. I can't really think of too many enemies that don't go down to that. This here is not a bullet bill, but a bullet biff. Flame coming out of its butt. Original character. We'll keep going on. Got another flying head that displays a great imagination. Gonna hit this coin block. Oh, okay, good. That's well placed. Good level design, I appreciate it. I've had some weird stuff happen with those things where I've had them just phase through platforms, teleport inside of me, and hurt me anyway. These are coins I can only get if I have a Super Ball, and, well, I don't, but I might momentarily when it's already too late. Oh, no, didn't. Take out Biff there. He is another renewable source of points. The reason why you might care about points, I've actually already hit it at 100,000. They give you continues. Not like you would really need them all that much. It's pretty, I wouldn't really say that I find this game overly difficult. It's kind of inoffensive enough in that way. That head back there that was running along the floor that died too quickly while I was talking about something else, that was the very cute sounding Toko Toko. It just runs at you, runs in a straight line, not much that can be done. I think it does rebound if it touches a wall, so kind of similar to a smarter Goomba. It's kind of like a Goomba, I guess, in that way, just larger. Gonna not be inside of this cannon. The fact that you can be inside of the bullet biff blasters is kind of dangerous. Get over here. Yep, you do rebound. Bye. Usually if there's something like here, this is where I've had that thing teleport inside of me. No, nothing in there. Okay. Gotcha. I appreciate the weird hitboxes when it benefits me and when no other situation. Had a Super Ball for a while, just not much opportunity to really use it. I'll hop onto this moving rock, which has the name Ganchan, just in case you were wondering what the rock's name was. It kind of looks like a belly button that's disembodied. Not going to perpetuate that image any further. The official artwork depicts it as very cute for a rock where it has eyes and chubby cheeks. I love it. They're a bit temperamental with the screen scrolling where you have to keep walking over to make them appear. I do have to say, if there is a big positive, oh boy, big positive right as I'm about to compliment you, you're about to kill me. It's how it generally goes. If there's a big positive that I can compliment, it's this main theme. You know it, I know it, it's absolutely great. It plays in Mario Maker whenever you have the Super Ball power-up in that, and in fact, between the release of this in 1989 and the release of Super Mario Maker 2, it is the longest time it's ever taken a Mario power-up to reappear in a main game. Another cave area. This up here, she told you to call her Sue. Basically acts like a thwomp. It's just a spider that descends on its invisible thread that is all too thin to be displayed in this horrible resolution. It's possible these might be scuttlebugs from later Mario games, as they have the same color stripes on their bodies, and their Japanese names, while different words, are Japanese onomatopoeia for spiders moving. Unlike thwomps, however, they can be beaten by a few shots, so it justifies making an original character. I'll sue ya. We'll keep moving. That over there is a Kumo. I almost said Kuma, but I'm like, no, that's bear. It's essentially supposed to be a black tarantula of some kind. Basically a fly, but what's weird is that Kumo is Japanese name for spider, but that's only its English name. In Japan, it's called a black hop. I see why they changed that. It's just kind of funny that we ended up getting the Japanese word for spider, because you wouldn't think that they would localize an English name to be the regular Japanese name of something. What is that? Oh, hello! That's something new that I've learned. I didn't know that there were lifts in this game. And I swear I've hit every question mark. I'm actually impressed right now. I was gonna go into this kind of making fun of what a simple game it is, and yet I've learned new things about it as I've been going. Well, I've learned one new thing about it as I've been going, but that's still, you know, it's still infinity times more than I thought it would be. Got a Super Ball flower right at the very end that I didn't need. That'll take us over to these coins, and then we can carry on our merry way. What happens if I hit that again? I'm wanting to know. It does take you back up. Does the pipe still... Now I'm curious. No, pipe does not work. But I can go over here, and I can hop on that too. Oh, whoa. Huh. That's kind of clever, actually. It's a lot like a warp zone in games of old, yet kind of more obtuse than that. Curious if that leads anywhere further. If you know, I'd like to know. This level has a strange oddity where Bombshell Koopas seem kind of out of place without how pit-heavy this place is. It's possible that this was made from leftovers of another level, as there's the mystery Bombshell Koopa. It spawns in a bottomless pit and falls to its death almost never seen. Also, lol, I guess we're platforming over a bed of spikes. Doesn't it look like it? I am so sorry about your eyeballs in this part. Wait for that to pass over me. I feel so naked without my Super Balls. Usually you feel naked with those, but not in this case. I don't care, man, it's what they're called. Keep moving. I don't know why Mario's not wearing a hat. Maybe it just didn't look good in black and white with this color palette, with the only color palette they could work with. I don't get it, because he looks strange and he has red in his sprite, so I don't get why it couldn't have loaded that. This place, that is not a cave at all, yet plays the cave theme. We're very clearly outdoors right now. Unless they drew very realistic clouds on the walls and had lots of room to build totem poles. This has a spot allocated for an invisible coin block, but it will not spawn due to a programming error, so it goes unused. Fascinating stuff, I know. We'll keep going. And here I want to talk to you about probably the most spectacular thing about all of Super Mario Land, and it's not even in the actual game. It's just like how movies tell you their backstories in art books. So, nothing in this, really? Okay, no, there we go. As generally happens with manga, when there's not a whole lot of control over the IP, they'll end up causing references to other works to appear in things that they've gotten the license to. Kind of a trademark, if you will. So, in the Super Mario Land manga, this is a thing. It's a reference to another manga, which in itself is a reference to Hulk Hogan, but I just want you to know that this canonically exists in an official Mario product. It's always so fascinating to learn about the things that were made before there was really a lot of corporate control over the consistency in an IP. Sort of like those Pokemon cards that had original art by Ken Sugimori on them with Paris eating a Weedle and stuff like that. Ah! Died in a bonus room. It's okay, I respawn outside. Got it that time. All I had to do was hop up and then walk off the ledge. It's just the right amount of distance. They thought of that. I didn't. Ah! That's brilliant! I don't care what any Proton John says about invisible coin blocks. That's the best thing I've seen that's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Hop up onto my platform and then let me go. You can totally make that jump without that block, or maybe you can't. I'm not entirely sure. It seems like it would be in that ambiguous gray area, so maybe that makes sense why they did it. Hop up. No. I said up. You can't make that without the block. Gee, it's almost like the people who designed the game knew it was possible, and I didn't. Okay. Going down. This is kind of tricky, actually. Going over. Just hop and then directionally influence afterward. Quite a corridor. I can't believe that didn't kill me. Just keep on going. I don't have my super balls. I don't want that rock to off me. Give me that. No super balls, just a mushroom. Okay. This is the boss of Easton Kingdom, the Hee-Oi-Hoi! It's the name of the martial arts that it's performing on us. You can't just take a hit and go through. You can platform on top of the boulders that have names. It's just hard, but I did it. 10 super balls to kill if you want points. Hey, with all these heads around, how about you give me... Oh. I guess she had crabs. Boom! 3 up! Still raking in them lives. Welcome to the Chai Kingdom. I was going to say, of course, Japan reserved the last world for themselves, but it's China. Go down this pipe, hold right. If you don't, there is no way to get all these precious, sweet loots. That one-up sound that we just heard signifies a continue, which is probably why I didn't notice it in the first place. Just making sense of everything now. And I can't believe it, but this journey has already come to an end. We've come such a long way, and already it's over. This is the place where Tatanga and Daisy's wedding is set to be held. And don't worry, we will stop it. This over here, it's known as a Pionpi. It's supposed to be a zombie, one of the people of Sarasaland that has been taken control of by Tatanga. I didn't get zombie from that sprite at all and thought instead they were attractive women with their hair tied in ponytails, perhaps performing some kind of martial arts. That made a lot more sense to me out of that design than zombie, but just look at them. Don't they look gorgeous? You see it too, right? Well, we'll do this. They take multiple super balls to take, like any kind of powerful enemy. If stomped on, they will come back from the dead repeatedly. A super ball must be used to finish them off for good. Now, the reason why I take my super balls so seriously isn't just because I don't want to be without them whenever we meet Daisy for real, but because I tend to fall into ruts when I don't have them. It's just such a natural part of the moveset. It feels like so many enemies need them to be dealt with effectively, and so many things are dangerous to get close to. Either intentionally or due to poor programming, that I tend to just lose life after life after life after life if I'm not going for the Super Ball whenever I don't have it. That's why I recommend getting it in that bonus game. This background artwork is actually kind of beautiful for what it is. It kind of reminds me of like old Japanese, well, I guess in this case Chinese, old kind of ink paintings, you know? Or ink drawings, I guess painting implies use of paint. That's kind of what the word means. Gonna rush through. It's so nice rushing when you don't need to worry about taking damage. See what I mean about graceful respawns? We're right here, exactly where we died. Keep going. You gonna give me the thing I want? No, you're just gonna give me money? Can't take money with me if I'm dead. You need to think about these things, Tatanga. Keep going. They're falling away, and then we'll keep going. You fired at just the right moment. Okay, well, at least I killed the beautiful lady zombie. I still can't believe the design that those things actually are supposed to have. And that would have been the thing I wanted, and I didn't get to keep it anyway. The attractive undead just really distract me. Gonna duck. I don't think I've actually gone over ducking yet. It is a legitimate utility that can be used in situations such as those. That was a dangerous situation. I can't believe I didn't get hit in, and then I went on to get hit in a very easy situation. Keep going. And whenever you see this formation, just run right over the gaps. It is the perfect distance away. No! I was actually going for the spot above it and hoping the ladder would carry me up into it. This is bad. Anything in the pipe? No. More rivers flowing with blood. Presumably from all the fish that Tatanga is killing to control them. He looks just as shocked as I was at me dying to him. Good to know the feeling was mutual, bud. God, the most thoroughly depressing Mario enemy is the one who understands me. Keep going. This over here is a pom-pom flower, basically a Patooey piranha in later Mario games. There's that weird Mario Land influence showing up once again. Keep going. Got one of these. They remind me of Panzers from Mario 2, and I consider that the roughest enemy to deal with. That there is a Neololan. They got rid of LOL and they made a new term, the Neololan. It's basically a snake. It shoots projectiles down diagonally, and it looks really sad when it dies. I would be too. I would be too. Stomp on Yumbo, Goombo. Wait for the piranha plant to pass. And if one of you could be one of those, that would be great. And you are... Thought you had me. Oh boy, these things. These obstacles. In Super Mario Bros., Fire Bar. In Super Mario Bros. 3, Rotodisc. Super Mario Land, Kaiten Suru Hono! It sounds so angry, almost like that was my battle cry for grabbing the star. This is a prime example of the Let's Play curse. In preparation for this, I got to the point where I could play this game without screaming like a little girl, and now I'm doing it again. But no, I got to the point where I felt like I could beat this in my sleep, where I was just doing it multiple times a day. And yet, as soon as I'm talking over it, it divides my attention and it makes it a lot harder. There's your diagonal. Got to see that. I'm just gonna be slow and methodical here. Usually I don't like being slow and methodical in Mario games because I feel like when your speed is constant, it's easier to react to the things in front of you, and it's better to practice that way. Yet in these cases, there's a lot of waiting involved, and they definitely make you wait for the right moment to act. And I like that. It does give it a different feel. I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm so positive on this because I was thinking that I was gonna go into this and just make fun of it so much because I don't consider it a very good game. For the most part, it's just kind of an alright Mario game. It's got some weird oddities to it. Some Super Mario oddities. I only deserve one life. I know. This is the Sky Pop, an ability for Mario that made one return, and it's in Yoshi's Woolly World of all places. And this final enemy of death that we are facing in the final level of Super Mario Land is... chicken. The description says, a warbird tamed by Tatanga. Chicken. I would have personally chosen something better for my flying military forces. We have these plants known as Rokatone that launch bullet biffs backwards, and the artwork suggests that they're Lakitus, or minions. Either way, I think the idea of putting Lakitu into other things to fly around in is a very creative idea that you could get a lot of mileage out of. Chickens will home in on you if they have a chance to get close, keep them away. Now I have to know. Perhaps maybe it's just a disposition and an affinity to the character, but because of Super Mario Land, I actually thought Peach's name was Daisy for years. I remember that when I got Super Mario 64, I thought her name had been Daisy, and I was very surprised when I saw the letter at the beginning when she's like, Princess Toadstool, Peach. I might not have really had games of my own before in N64, but I played them on other friend systems, and usually whatever they called stuff was just whatever I called it. And that was a case where I felt like Princess Daisy was a very well-known name of the character. I think I've realized why that is now and have answered my own question. It's because Daisy is written out on screen. Meanwhile, Peach was always referred to as just Princess Toadstool, which a lot of people would probably think was a title. Or it was just straight up never written at all in a lot of the best-selling games, and this is one of the best-selling Mario games of all while naming that character. That's probably why that was widespread as a name, and probably also why the Super Mario Brothers movie got it wrong if they played the games at all to do that, which they probably didn't, but, you know, it makes sense in theory. Coming up fast is our last new enemy, Genkotsu, these fists in the pipes that there's no way to hurt. Fitting that they would save the strongest enemy for last. It didn't disappoint. Hello, Tatanga. I see they took a lot of creative liberties when adapting you for the graphics. You also don't sound like I'd imagine a cute cloud with eyes to sound. Oh, no! Got an extra life to make up for the one I lost. Those can't be hurt. You know this isn't really Tatanga. Its name is Bio Kinton. It's just a cute little cloud that poops out chickens. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The answer is neither. The cloud. The things you teach me, Mario. Oh boy. Just keep hitting it. Make it make horrific sounds. Here it comes, Tatanga, the mysterious spaceman. I'm not joking. That's how his title is officially written in every official source. You know, the 2 times that he has ever appeared in anything. He is the main antagonist. Bowser makes no appearance whatsoever. I suggest dodging the bullets, not focusing on damage, and you should be pretty good. It's already over. Oh, Daisy, Daisy! Thank you, Mario! Your quest is over! She doesn't have to know about the 3 imitation daisies I've been through today. And that's Super Mario Land. Wait, what? It crashed! It crashed! I was so scared it was going to crash through all of this! I thumped my desk! And it killed it. The audio's still playing, but it's... What a fitting end for such an alright game. I'll splice in footage of the credits so you can see them. Wow. It's been a long 12 levels, but we got here somehow. The first time that I ever actually completely played through it was when it was released on the 3DS Virtual Console. I was at E3 and I was hanging out with Proton John and I beat it in just one sitting waiting for our food. And I go, wow, only 12 levels? And he goes, well, it was a launch title for the Game Boy. And I go, yeah, but usually it's more than 12. Launch title for the Game Boy. Yeah, but launch title for the Game Boy is how we put it, and I love that story. So, in doing this, I want to give a big thank you to Guy Gillionaire for the synopsis of the Super Mario Land manga. Without them, I wouldn't be able to show you this picture of Mario's dick. Go look it up yourself. I'm not risking that showing that on this channel. But it's a thing that really happened. Well, with that, I hope that you had a good time. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you soon back here for the bonus video of Super Mario Land. And beyond that, for a new spin-off series to a franchise that has already been on this channel before. See you guys then. Thank you, Mario! Oh, Daisy!